We've talked to you about Ray Epps. This is guy Ray Epps. Now, Ray Epps was the guy telling everybody to go into the Capitol, and he actually. So here, Tucker Carlson repeatedly endorsed. This is from the New York Times. Tucker Carlson repeatedly endorsed a conspiracy theory. What? A conspiracy theory? Yeah, one about an Arizona man inciting the January 6, 2020 assault on the Capitol. That's not a conspiracy. I'm going to show you the video of him doing it. Now lawyers representing Ray Epps and his wife are proceeding with plans to sue Fox News for defamation.
Oh.
First of all, so here's this guy. You want to see him?
Yeah.
We need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No! Peacefully. Fed.
So they know he was a Fed. So the crowd, the January 6 protesters, they knew this guy was a Fed. This was the night before it happened.
Tomorrow? I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it.
All right.
We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol.
Base Fed posting? All right. We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
The president is done speaking. We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction. Please spread the word. All right.
Noted.
Okay, but one more thing.
Yeah, so can we go up there? No?
When we go in,
Are we going to get arrested if we
leave
go
this
up there?
here. You don't need to get
Did you
shot.
arrest us all?
So he whispers in this guy's ear, and then 4 seconds later, this guy, 2 seconds later, that's what that guy does. And here he goes. That's Ray Epps. So that's Ray Epps. That's just some of what Ray Epps did. He also texted his sons, taking credit for the breach of the Capitol. So we just got in, all that stuff. And he was on the FBI's most wanted list, and then he was just taken off, and nobody ever can tell you why. But now he's suing, and New York Times are behind him. Why is that so this guy says, Ray Epps, we need to go into the Capitol, the FBI. We're arresting everyone who was near the Capitol except the guy who told people to go into the building. Tucker Carlson, why was this guy who told people several times to go into the Capitol not been arrested? The media, Tucker is promoting a conspiracy theory. Ray Epps, I'm suing Tucker. What? So what I said is, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. Weird how this is the only January 6th protester the New York Times has sympathy for. I wonder why. Why would they have sympathy for this guy? They're supposed to hate this guy. He's MAGA. He's telling people to go into the Capitol. Why doesn't the New York Times hate that guy? And why doesn't the Huffington Post want him thrown in jail? Why is this? Tom Elliott says, the New York Times, the feds tell us it's a conspiracy theory, and as soulless hacks, it's our job to insist that that's true. The FBI, Jesus Christ. Now, let's remember with Tucker Carlson, he talked to the Capitol Police Chief, which nobody else has. Isn't that interesting? You'd think he would be ubiquitous on every talk show in America. You'd think he would have been on Joe Rogan for sure. No. I don't even know what he looks like or sounds like. But Tucker Carlson talked to him, and here's what he said about the crowd on January 6th.
And that was a tip-off to me. I mean, I had no thought in my head as I watched this happen on television and in the subsequent weeks that U.S. law enforcement or military agencies had anything to do with it. That never crossed my mind. I never thought it was a false flag or anything like that. I'm not a conspiracist by temperament. I never thought that. And then I interviewed the chief of the Capitol Police, Stephen Sund, in an interview that was never aired on Fox, by the way. I was fired before it could air. I'm going to interview him again. But Stephen Sund was the totally non-political worked for Nancy Pelosi. I mean, this was not some right-wing activist. He was the chief of the Capitol Police on January 6th. And he said, oh, yeah. That crowd was filled with federal agents. What? Yes. Well, he would know, of course, because he was in charge of security at the site. So the more time has passed.
And he's the crazy guy. Okay. He's repeating what the Capitol Police chief said. And now watch this. We're going to be interviewing the head of the FBI, asking them, hey, did you have any FBI guys dressed up as MAGA supporters in the crowd inside the Capitol before the riot happened? Watch this.
Does the FBI have confidential human sources? Did the FBI have confidential human sources embedded within the January 6th protesters on January 6th of 2021?
Well, Congressman, as I'm sure you can appreciate, I have to be very careful about what I can say about when.
Even now, because that's what you told us 2 years ago.
May I finish? About when we do and do not, and where we have and have not used confidential human sources. But to the extent that there's a suggestion, for example, that the FBI's confidential human sources or FBI employees in some way instigated or orchestrated January 6th, that's categorically false.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people, no, we did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol?
Gentleman's time has expired.
You should not read anything into my decision not to share information.
Director Ray,
confidential human
gentleman's
sources.
time has expired.
So what is it about Ray Epps that the FBI loves him, the media loves him, New York Times protect him, 60 Minutes, CBS, everybody's protecting this guy like he's a victim. Why that guy? They're supposed to hate that guy. They hate all the MAGA guys that were there. They're January 6th insurrectionists. They tried to take away our democracy. You're supposed to hate this guy, except they don't. Everybody tells me this guy's a great guy, that he's a victim. That guy's a victim of Tucker Carlson. Isn't that interesting? So this guy's an obvious Fed. January 6th was a fucking FBI psyop to make the MAGA movement illegal and to try to throw Donald Trump in jail for inciting it. Because the establishment is so corrupt, they know people are so done with voting for them that they can't beat a game show host anymore. And that's what that's about. That's what January 6th was about. That's what all these lawsuits against Donald Trump. Could you imagine if Barack Obama got out of the presidency and then Donald Trump tried to prosecute him for 4 straight years and did? Can you imagine that? Because Barack Obama's a war criminal. So they could have. Barack Obama tortured Chelsea Manning. So there you go. What is it about Epps? Well, I'll tell you what it is about Ray Epps. He's a Fed, and he was instigating a riot at the behest of the Feds and the establishment. And that's why they're protecting him. He's going to sue Fox News. I would love to see that. I would love to see the discovery, right? I would love to see that. And I would love to see Ray Epps cross-examined. I would love to see that. So that's why it's a bullshit. They know that's a bullshit lawsuit, and it isn't going anywhere. And that's just more propaganda. Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Baltimore, San Francisco, Huntington Beach, Rosemont, and Chicago, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, New York City, Pottstown, Pennsylvania, Stamford, Connecticut, and more, and St. Louis. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all our tickets for all our shows.